The full moon in Virgo. Time to find the balance between taking action and surrendering to the process. Hello, beautiful people. Life can be a challenge, but at least we have each other. Yes, the full moon in Virgo arrives on March 7th. So in the first part of this video, I'm gonna go over the 3 things everyone should know about this full moon. Then I will go over how it will affect your individual sign. And all I ask in return is that you give that like button a little tap, a baby tap. Okay, no more wasting time. Let's go. This full moon in Virgo takes place on Tuesday, March 7th at 12:40 p.m. Universal Time, which will be at 4:40 a.m. if you are on Pacific Time, 7:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, this will be at 11:40 p.m. if you are in Sydney, Australia, and 2:40 p.m. in Johannesburg, South Africa. So let's jump right into the top 3 things you need to know in order to make the most of this energetic opening. Number 1, this full moon will bring the powerful energy of the number 7 and the magical tarot energy of the Hermit card. During this full moon, you can harness the power of the number 7, which in numerology is the perfect representation of this Pisces sun and Virgo full moon energy working together, because the number 7 is the combination of conscious and subconscious thinking, giving us the understanding that yes, you should always follow your intuition, but you will be at your most powerful when you take those intuitive messages and then gather and filter through any and all accessible information to come to your final conclusion, truly blending the spiritual world with the physical world. So if you see the number 7 a lot during this full moon energy, it is reminding you to follow your intuition, but also to get as many of the facts as possible to be best informed as you make choices in your life moving forward. And the Hermit card is bringing us the message of trust, trusting that your inner light will guide you through any darkness. The Hermit represents your inner voice and how that inner voice offers you the wisdom to sift through information that you receive. But in order to do so in the most effective way possible, you may need some alone time and some space to quiet your mind. So meditation during this full moon will be extremely valuable. Number 2, this full moon will be forming a challenging aspect with Mars in Gemini and a positive aspect with Uranus in Taurus. So the full moon's relationship with Mars can lend to being short-tempered and irritable. This can also heighten your need to have your desires met. It will heighten your likelihood to act impulsively, and it will also heighten the likelihood of not being able to take rejection well or loss well. So I know all of that can be pretty intense. However, the solution for this, the remedy for this, is remembering that you have the power of choice in any moment to decide exactly how you're going to process and respond to a situation. But you have to be present and aware in order to do so. So this full moon is going to be the perfect opportunity for you to prove to yourself that you are capable of turning off autopilot and turning your conscious awareness on. This way, whatever response you have to a situation will be one that will yield positive results. Now, the full moon's relationship with Uranus will heighten the possibility of unexpected good fortune, which is fantastic. And it also heightens the possibility of a very positive outcome if you try something new. So step outside of your comfort zone during this full moon energy. Also, this will strengthen your connection to your intuition. So the combination of following your gut, along with making sure to do your best to get all of the facts in any given situation, this will really serve to put you in the flow, supported by truth and what is best for your soul's journey. Number 3. The full moon in Virgo will be working with the sun in Pisces to assist you in being grounded in practical truth while allowing yourself to dream. The full moon energy will be urging you to release judgment and the idea of perfectionism, while the sun's energy will be urging you to confidently allow your path to unfold even in the midst of chaos, so you can take action, trust the process, and receive your blessings. The more you can remain the calm in the center of any storm, the more powerful you will be in manifesting, because you will not allow outside circumstances to undermine your imagination and your sense of belief and certainty in your vision. Now, if you want to check out the full moon ritual that will assist you in tapping into this power and optimizing its effects, I have a video taking you through those steps that you can check out on my TikTok page, and I'll make sure to put a link to that video in a pinned comment in the comment section of this video. Now, the effects of this full moon will be especially strong emotionally, with major possibilities for positive change for those of you that have a moon in Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And it will also be positive for those of you that have a moon in Cancer or Scorpio. Now, it will be a positive opportunity for growth and change, but it may cause some serious emotional waves and potential challenges in your relationships if your moon is in Pisces. And it will be a balancing energy with major transformative properties for those of you with a moon in Aries, Leo, Libra, and Aquarius. And it will have the potential for positive change, yes, but also it will have the potential to bring up some possible conflict, especially in your romantic relationships for those of you with the moon in Gemini or Sagittarius. Now let's jump right into what this full moon will mean for your individual sign. Okay, my powerful Aries, when the moon reaches its full phase for you, this will be in your 6th house. So Aries, let's talk about the best way to make the most of this Pisces sun energy with this full moon in Virgo energy. This is already a pretty challenging month for you because of the sun being in your 12th house, which can bring up some pretty heavy emotions, one of which could be fear or doubt, which is not an emotion that you're used to, because you are a pretty optimistic person and you genuinely do try your best to look at situations with a glass half full perspective. And now with this full moon transiting your 6th house, these doubts may manifest with you wondering what the future holds for you when it comes to your professional world and your financial security. You may also be having a few fears around your health. So Aries, I just want you to take a deep breath with me right now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And release it. And just know that that feeling of release you want to maintain during this full moon energy. All of these feelings are coming up for you so you can get clear on what you want in life. It's not a warning of negative circumstances to come. Instead, it is the opportunity to let go, to heal, and to forgive all of the energy of your past in terms of disappointment and pain, so that way you can truly prepare for your rebirth season. Don't forget who you are when you're at your best. Think of those moments when you are in the flow and feeling confident. You are unstoppable in those moments, and that is the real you. So if feelings of doubt or fear come up during this time, use them as a doorway into clarity and peace. This full moon is meant to bring you those things. It's meant to bring you peace and clarity, so be open and ready for that. Now, Virgo is an energy that can be very critical, but it can also be very healing. And Pisces is the energy of the dreamer. So this is the time for you to focus on what you do want to change, come up with the way you intend to do that, and then allow yourself to dream big. So that way, when your season comes around, you are ready for action, Aries. I heard a quote recently that says, living in the past brings depression, and living in the future brings anxiety. And living in the present brings peace. So connect to this present moment and find that peaceful excitement. Move forward, taking things day by day, and set up your daily routines to reflect the outcome that connects to your truest intention, while making sure to take care of your mind, body, and soul. And that means ending certain habits that are not good for you. Do these things and 2023 will turn out to be one of your best years yet. So embrace this cleansing, energetic opening, and happy full moon, Aries. Okay, my powerful Taurus, when the moon reaches its full phase for you, this will be in your 5th house. So this is great news for you, Taurus. I hope you are feeling this positive energy. Not only is the sun in Pisces bringing you that amazing 11th house energy, but the full moon will be bringing you that 5th house energy, which is extremely exciting, and it's about time. You tend to hold on to your stress, Taurus, by worrying about what the future holds in terms of your relationships or your relationship status. Meaning, if you're single, you tend to worry about whether or not you are going to find that soulmate, that one person you get to share your life with. Also, if you're a parent, you can find yourself worrying about the future of your child, which is natural. But the reason I'm bringing these things up is because the 5th house full moon energy is a time for you to release that worry and implement some optimism and certainty in these areas. If you're single, this 5th house energy is excellent for love. So when you're doing your full moon ritual and you're doing the dreaming of your desires portion, make sure you focus on the excitement of finding new love, and also make sure that you're aware if you have any doubts or negative thoughts around relationships, because this is exactly what it is you need to release in order to amplify your manifesting power. And whether you are single or not, Taurus, this 5th house is reminding you of how important it is in life to enjoy the process, to have fun. It will be very beneficial for you to plan something during this full moon energy that is based in just having a good time, just letting go and not worrying, Taurus. If you do allow yourself to have a good time, don't be surprised if you end up having an unexpected encounter or a revelation that serves as a major turning point in your life. This Pisces season is a very critical and positive time for your 2023 journey. So it is important that you not only get out and have a good time, but that you also bring major awareness to how your mind works, to what things you think about and how consistently you think of those things. So much of our lives is a reflection of what's going on in our heads. So if there was ever a time to reboot your thought process, Taurus, and reignite optimism and excitement, not only about the future, but especially about your present situation, if there was ever a time to do this, now is the time. And if you do, be ready for the blessings to start coming your way. Now, if there's been an issue with a child in your life, be ready for resolution there with this full moon energy. And if there has been some sort of creative project that you've been working on, this would be an excellent time to finish it up and put it out into the world. Now, this full moon is a time of finding your voice, Taurus. Do not hold back in terms of what you need, what you desire, especially if there is any imbalance going on in your relationships. Now, this is a time to also tap into the power of the Pisces sun and how it complements the energy of the full moon in Virgo to open the door to a joyful, fulfilling chapter for yourself, Taurus. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon. Okay, my powerful Geminis, when the moon reaches its full phase for you, this will be in your 4th house. So Gemini, you may have been feeling like you have been being pulled in many different directions lately, or just a bit overwhelmed with life in general in terms of your responsibilities and your goals and making money. Well, this full moon is bringing you the message to take a bit of a breather, Gemini. Working to get what you want out of life is very important, but not at the expense of your mental, your physical, your emotional, or your spiritual well-being. If there are any family issues that need to be tended to, they more than likely will come up during this full moon energy. And the good news is the full moon is all about healing. So if something does come up, even if it comes up in the form of a conflict, just know that it is coming up to give you the opportunity to resolve the situation once and for all. So whether it's a family saying that they need more time from you, or if it's an issue from the past that is still lingering, it is important for you to embrace this energy. Also, if it's a family member trying to give you advice that you didn't ask for, just embrace the situation by focusing on the solution. The way to do this is by asking yourself, what does this situation need from me in order to heal? What action can you take? What part can you play in order to make the situation better? Start there, and this will for sure lead you down the path of resolution. Now, if you have had a major loss in your life related to family, this full moon energy with the sun and Pisces energy is an excellent combination to release pain, to release regret, anger, frustration, and even sadness, and replace those things with the love and gratitude that you have for being able to have had that soul in your life for the amount of time that you got to experience them. Not to say this will take away the challenge of dealing with loss, but it will for sure put you on the path of transforming much of that difficult energy into strength and support and even optimism for your future. Now, the overarching energy of this full moon will be focused on you striking a balance between your relationship with the outer world in terms of work and goals and career, and the relationship that you have with your personal inner world in terms of family and close relationships in your life. Now, I know Libra is known as the sign of balance, but Gemini, you tend to operate in extremes, and you also are the air sign rooted in duality, so balance is also crucial for you. Your energy and where you decide to put it has such a major effect on your fulfillment and overall happiness, so use this full moon as an opportunity to identify where you need more balance and then be open to receiving the message of how you can achieve that balance. This way you set yourself up for 2023 to be a year of personal growth, expansion, and new adventures. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Gemini. Okay, my powerful Cancerians, when the moon reaches its full phase for you, this will be in your 3rd house. So Cancers, it is important to note that this is the house of communication, so it is crucial for you to be very aware of how you express yourself during this full moon phase. It is very possible that a situation could come up with a sibling or someone who lives close by to you where you may have a piece of knowledge or an opinion that you aren't quite sure if you should keep it to yourself or if you should let them know. Now, if something like this comes up, the best way to decide which way to go is to ask yourself, what would my intention be if I share this? Would it be to be helpful in some way? And if so, absolutely share the information, because even if it may be hurtful in some way to the recipient, it is always best for us to operate in truth. So if you can be of assistance in helping someone know the truth, well, of course, that's a good idea. Now, if it is just sharing an opinion of yours that you really just want to get off your chest, the best way to decide if you're going to do that is to ask them if they want your opinion or not. Much of the time you may be trying to be helpful, but if someone is not interested in hearing your opinion, it may cause more conflict than connection. So in that case, the rule of thumb is if they ask your opinion, great, let them know. And if they don't ask, but you feel like it's very important that they know, you can always just say to them, hey, I have an opinion about that. If you'd like to hear it, let me know. Now, this full moon could also bring a piece of new information to you, like some sort of document or something that comes in an email or even in the regular mail. Now, this full moon also indicates a resolution around any contracts or legal dealings. So you may find yourself finalizing a work-related deal or encountering a work-related opportunity. Now, if you're traveling at all during this full moon energy, this is actually very positive for you and can result in some future opportunities. So this is good to know. Whatever does come your way though, Cancers, it is very important to remember that this full moon is all about expressing yourself. You know that at times when you get emotionally triggered or irritated or frustrated in some way, your tendency is to shut down and want to distance yourself from whatever or whoever the cause of the problem is. Now, this full moon is urging you to not give into the shutdown and shut someone out voice, and instead give energy to the open up and speak your truth voice in the most authentic and productive way possible. Now, this way you don't run the risk of robbing yourself from a relationship or an opportunity because you reacted to something without giving it the proper attention regarding communication. So overall, this full moon is about opening up and also about recognizing where you are in life relative to where you want to be, and then embracing the excitement and confidence relative to the fact that you have exactly what it takes to get exactly where you want to go. So embrace this energetic opening, Cancers, and happy full moon. Okay, my powerful Leos, when the moon reaches its full phase for you, this will be in your second house. So Leo, do not be surprised if you start to have some strong emotions around your financial well-being and your financial security moving forward. Now, this definitely goes deeper than that, but at the surface, this will be the way that this deeper message comes into play. First, make sure to remember that full moons are all about healing, and they're all about release. So if you do have some feelings about your financial situation, just be very excited, because this means that on the other side of those feelings is clarity and resolution. In the 3 things you need to know portion of this video, I went over how the full moon will be forming a very positive aspect with Uranus and Taurus. And this means for you that unexpected connections and unexpected opportunities can for sure manifest during this full moon energy. So this is positive first and foremost. The second thing to know, Leo, is that money is energy, and the connection that you have to money and the part that it plays in your life will have so much to do with a deeper subject, which is your personal self-worth. The way that you see yourself in terms of what you feel like you deserve, that's gonna have so much to do with your relationship to money and how open the channels of energy are in order for you to manifest money. So if something comes up during this full moon phase that gives you the opportunity to establish your self-worth, just know that this is the opportunity the universe is providing you to change and improve your relationship with the material world and material abundance. Now, this opportunity to establish your worth doesn't have to be work related or even money related. It could be in that area for sure, but this could also be in a relationship of some sort. So if you find yourself always putting other people before yourself, or if you find yourself always being willing to sacrifice in order to avoid confrontation or drama, then just know that in those moments you are sending the message that your needs and what you deserve falls behind when it comes to the needs of others. Now, it is a beautiful thing to be a sharing person and to be a loving person, and it is also very powerful to not be ruled by the material world and material success. However, it is very important to recognize that you can be assertive in establishing what you deserve while balancing that with making sure that you stay conscious when it comes to assisting others to get what they deserve as well. Now, the more you make sure that you attract financial energy with no blockages in the way, the more you will be able to share, the more power you will have to be able to affect change, and the more freedom your soul will have to do the things that you want to do. So this full moon is bringing you the opportunity not to become materialistic, but to make sure that you are excited to attract as much financial abundance as possible by not having any negative energy surrounding the idea of money, and by bringing awareness to how you prioritize your needs in all areas of life while balancing that energy with give and take. Making sure to improve this area of your life, Leo, will only serve to bring you more opportunity to share, and it will bring you less drama and more freedom, and it will also tear down any walls that you may have up regarding the energy of money. So this way 2023 can be your most abundant year yet. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Leos. Okay, my powerful Virgos, when the moon reaches its full phase for you, this will be in your first house. Yes, Yes, Virgos, if you were to think of any full moon as the biggest full moon of the year for you, this one would be it. This is where you will gain the most clarity regarding who you have been in life, who you are now, and who you strive to be. Pisces season can be a challenging time for you because it's your polar opposite energy, and it's also a phase where relationships are the focus because of the sun's energy. Well, the full moon comes around to remind you that in the midst of making sure that your relationships are getting the energy and focus that they deserve from you, that it's also extremely important to make sure that you are getting the energy and the focus from yourself that you require in order to make sure that you are operating at your highest level of potential. And this doesn't necessarily mean in terms of achieving goals. Achieving goals is great, but this is even more focused on your highest level of potential in terms of your potential to be fulfilled and to be healthy and to be peaceful, and in terms of experiencing happiness in your life, Virgo. I'm sure you get tired of hearing about it, but you are the sign of the perfectionist. And this doesn't mean that you go around expecting everything to be perfect, but it does mean that you have a very high bar in terms of what you deem success. And you are a harsh critic, and you are your harshest critic with yourself. So this full moon energy is reminding you that it is great to be honest with yourself and have self-awareness, but it's also very necessary for you to love yourself, and not in the look in the mirror and say to that person in the mirror, you are beautiful, like with those affirmations every day. That type of thing's not gonna work for your personality, more in the way of you being able to say to yourself, yes, I'm a work in progress. And yes, I may not have achieved exactly what I've set out to achieve yet, but I will make sure that I still feel very good about who I am right now in this moment, and that I will not define myself by my achievements or by comparing myself to someone else. I will define myself based on the energy that I bring to a situation, the energy that I bring into a room, and how I treat other people, and the integrity, honesty, and compassion by which you operate. The first house full moon is a huge energy, so don't be surprised if you find yourself turning a major corner in your personal or professional life, Virgo, especially if you break through the walls of self-judgment. This could be a fantastic year for you, but you have to approach it with a renewed sense of self, a renewed sense of acceptance, self-love, and excitement for what you're capable of. Still having that high bar, there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually what I really admire about you Virgos, because I'm a Capricorn, I understand that, but also being supportive of yourself. And the way to do that is to release any regret or frustration that you may have for past actions or for missing past opportunities. Let that go. Focus on where you are right now, reset, and start right there. Move forward with optimism while making sure to give yourself the love and the reinforcement necessary to keep your momentum going. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Virgos. Okay, my powerful Libras, when the moon reaches its full phase for you, this will be in your 12th house. So get ready for a spiritual experience, Libra. This is not going to be a lighthearted full moon, but it will be an enlightening full moon. The 12th house is all about your secret self, the inner you that only you know, Libra. So this full moon will be an excellent time for you to retreat a bit from your day-to-day activities and the day-to-day stresses of life, and really take some time to yourself to reflect and to get to know who you have become at this point in your life. Identifying what areas of your life you want to heal, what parts of your personality you want to transform, and mostly asking yourself what it is you want out of life right now. Human beings are creatures of desire. Yes, we are human beings, and simply allowing yourself to be and exist and find the beauty in that, that's necessary. But part of our existing is allowing ourselves to feel the natural desires that you have. Your soul finds excitement in exploration and uncovering what you enjoy out of life. This is where hobbies and creativity and relationships come into play. Now, in the first portion of this video, in the 3 things everyone should know portion, I discussed the relationship that Uranus has with the full moon. So don't be surprised if you get either some unexpected good news, or you have an encounter with someone new that truly uplifts your soul. This full moon for you is such an important time of healing as well, Libra. Pisces is the dreamer and Virgo is the healer. So don't be surprised if you have some dreams during this time that are rooted in healing you through your subconscious. It will be very beneficial to keep a dream journal during this full moon energy, because at the end of this full moon energy, you can read the journal and see what messages have come through for you. I'm sure you get tired of hearing how Libra is all about balance, but the fact is, you more than any other sign require balance in order to be at your energetic best. So this full moon is urging you to find the balance between your work life and your home life, the outer you the energy that you give to others, and the inner you, the energy that you give to yourself. It could be very beneficial for you, Libra, to pick one day a week that is focused just on giving yourself a gift. And I don't necessarily mean going out and just buying yourself something. More of the gift of giving yourself a day where all you do are the things that you love, whether it be going for a walk in nature, cooking your favorite meal, reading a book, all of the above, like yoga class, workout, something that is rooted in the enjoyment of life, and that's it. That one day a week will really recharge your battery and assist you in keeping that balance that your soul craves. Now, the 12th house is known as the house of self-undoing, which sounds pretty dramatic, but it really just means that the 12th house helps you identify any part of your behavior or your thought patterns that undermine your happiness. This way you can bring awareness to these behaviors and begin to diminish and ultimately eliminate them. So use this full moon for just that, Libra, the perfect opportunity to do some personal discovery and expansion. This way 2023 will continue with a great momentum, taking you on the track to being your best year yet. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Libras. Okay, my powerful Scorpios, when the moon reaches its full phase for you, this will be in your 11th house. So Scorpio, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that the 11th house is one of my favorite houses because it is the house of dreams and wishes. And when it comes to full moon energy, this could very well mean that these dreams could be coming true, which is very exciting. So if there's anything that you have been hoping for or wishing for, and you've been doing the work of making sure your mindset supports the manifesting of this desire by not thinking of how it won't happen or thinking of the challenges that are in your way, and instead staying in the gratitude and the certainty that the universe will find a way to bring this desire to you, if you've been connected to that thought pattern and taking action and moving forward accordingly, then don't be surprised if this wish is fulfilled. Now, on the flip side, this could also bring up some intense feelings around a desire from the past that you feel sadness about because it was not fulfilled, but do not get stuck in that sadness. Instead, ask yourself, is this something that you still desire? And if it is, then this full moon is the perfect time to let go of the frustration and let go of the dissatisfaction and begin to devise your plan of how you intend to reset and go about achieving this goal. The 11th house is also the house of friendships. So this full moon energy will bring focus to any friendship that needs healing. So if there is a relationship that has been challenging for you, Scorpio, then don't be surprised if a situation comes up that really highlights that issue. Just know that this is coming up to give you the opportunity to resolve the issue once and for all, and also know that resolution may come in the form of having to let the relationship go. But this is only after you have made sure to do your part in terms of communication, making sure to approach the situation from a place of solutions, not blame, meaning definitely express how you feel, which I know as a Scorpio, you're going to do if you end up talking to somebody about an issue that you're having with them, but making sure to express what you would need in order to feel better, what action can be taken by both parties, and what agreement can be made moving forward in order to resolve the issue. Now, due to the relationship the full moon has with Uranus and the full moon transit being in your 11th house, this could also mean you having an unexpected meeting or connection with a new friend that could serve to play a very important role in your life moving forward, which is very exciting. It's also good to know, Scorpios, that whatever you decide to do for someone else during this time, any act of sharing, that's going to have an amplified karmic value. Basically, we know that what we put out into the universe is exactly what we're going to get back. So any love, any assistance, any support that you do share with others during this full moon energy is going to be amplified in terms of what energy the universe sends back your way. And I know that you are not the type to give just for the sake of receiving, but this is just good to know that what you do decide to give, you will receive an amplified amount of that positivity back. And just know that this also goes for any negative energy, so be sure to stay away from putting any of that out. So Scorpios, this full moon energy can prove to be life-changing for you in many exciting ways, relative to dreams coming true, to healing relationships, and even making some new connections. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Scorpios. Okay, my powerful Sagittarians, when the moon reaches its full phase for you, this will be in your 10th house. So this is actually great news for all of you Sagittarians out there, because if you've been frustrated with work, or if you've been wanting an answer to a question regarding your professional world, just know that this full moon relates to resolution. It relates to endings and healing. So when it transits your 10th house, this brings the energy to your world of career and how the public sees you. So the reason I say this is good news is because if you have recently applied for a job or asked for a raise or have been looking for a job, then this full moon could very well be the energy that brings a positive answer to the question of, is this going to happen? Are things going to go your way? Also, if you watched the 3 things everyone should know about this full moon portion of this video, the Uranus aspect formed with the full moon that I was talking about in that portion indicates unexpected good news coming your way. So it could even be that a new opportunity may be coming your way during this full moon energy. So this is a very positive time for you, Sagittarius. Now, I know that the sun in Pisces energy has been urging you to focus a bit more on your home life and your family relationships, and taking that break and shifting your focus in that way will be good for you. But in order to make the most of the energies of this month, it will be very beneficial around the time of the full moon to give some energy to what it is that you do for a living. Also, don't be surprised if during this full moon energy, you do get an opportunity at your job to really stand out and show what you are capable of. And you may not even be looking for this. You may be thinking, I just want things to run smoothly, and maybe you aren't worried about shining or being singled out in any way. And I for sure get that. Not everyone is trying to be a superstar at work. Some people are just trying to make money and just pay bills and enjoy life outside of work. But it is my job to let you know when the likelihood of certain experiences may show up, and whether you have been wanting recognition or not, this full moon may bring up an opportunity for recognition. Now, the good news is, if it does, this will for sure work in your favor. This is also a time where you could get a boost in your social media presence if that's something that you're into. So if you are, make sure to put some energy there. So overall, Sagittarius, this full moon is coming at this time of year to bring you the opportunity to really establish what you do want in your life when it comes to how you make money and how you are perceived by the public overall. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Sagittarius. Okay, my powerful Capricorns, when the moon reaches its full phase for you, this will be in your 9th house. So Capricorns, don't be surprised if you find yourself having some strong feelings about life and what it's all about. Meaning, if you find yourself asking, what am I doing and what am I doing it all for, then don't worry, you're not having an existential crisis. It is just the time of year where the universe is making sure that you are fulfilled, and the way to make sure of this is by bringing awareness to your life situation. So issues may come up in your relationships or in your career, and I don't mean any major situations or anything bad happening. It's just more an amplifying of things in these areas that you may have been a bit dissatisfied with. The good news is these things being amplified in your life is really just a bit of a wake-up call to let you know that these situations can easily change just by making a few different choices for yourself. So see this full moon as a bit of a spiritual awakening, Capricorn. This will especially be true for those of you that feel like you haven't been as adventurous as you used to be, or you don't do as many of the things in life that bring you enjoyment simply for the sake of enjoyment. Remember, the 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is the philosopher and the sign of expansion. So the full moon is bringing this energy to your life to make sure that as you live your life, you continue to learn and to grow and to expand, all while you enjoy the process. And it's no coincidence that this will be happening while the sun is in your 3rd house. So in the midst of you feeling like you have a million things to do, here comes the full moon to ask you, do you know exactly why you're doing all these things? And are you enjoying the process? But this is very exciting for us Capricorns though, because we know that we can become hyper focused on something, whether it be a goal or a relationship, and then lose focus on making sure that we are enjoying our lives in the midst of the pursuit of these things. So Capricorns, make sure to take this opportunity to take a deep breath and do the full moon ritual that I have linked in the comment section, and use this full moon as the perfect cleansing and perfect time to reboot, so that way as you move forward throughout the rest of Pisces season and through the rest of 2023, that you are very clear on what you want to be getting out of life and what steps you are taking to make sure that not only are you getting those things, are you getting what you desire, but that you are really enjoying the process. Because if we aren't enjoying the process, then what is it all about anyway? So embrace this energetic opening and this amazing opportunity for a fresh reboot, and happy full moon, Capricorns. Okay, my powerful Aquarians, when the moon reaches its full phase for you, this will be in your 8th house. So this is going to be an intense one for you, Aquarius. Intense in a good way though. I say intense because it will be dealing with one of those life lesson type situations. So don't be surprised if something comes up for you that really shines a light on whether or not the relationships in your life have a strong balance of give and take. Remember, I say it all of the time on my channel, when things are in balance, they thrive. And when things are out of balance, they destruct. So usually, if there is some area of your life that you feel like is lacking or falling apart or letting you down in some way, it is because that particular area of your life is out of balance. And interestingly enough, the 8th house is the house of sex and money. But don't get caught up on those two words. Instead, think to yourself, is there any area of my life, whether it be in my relationships or at school, if you're still in school, or at work, if you have a professional life and that's a point that gets a lot of your focus, if there's any area of your life where you feel like what you put into it is not what you get back, or vice versa. Maybe there's an area or relationship that gives a lot of energy to you, but you don't balance that by giving back. And in that scenario, of course, I'm only referring to areas of your life that you want to thrive. There are those relationships where someone may want more from you than you're willing to give, and that's just usually one of those relationships that you don't want to thrive. But if there is a relationship that matters to you and you do want it to thrive, and you know that you don't necessarily give it the energy that it deserves, then this full moon is here to remind you to take notice and make sure to make the necessary changes now, so that way you don't lose something that really matters to you. So Aquarius, during this full moon energy, keep your awareness heightened with this idea of balance and give and take at the forefront of your consciousness. That way, if anything does come up that causes you stress or concern or conflict, then you can ask yourself, how is the theme of give and take applied to this situation? And that will assist you in finding the resolution to the issue. Remember, full moons are all about necessary endings and healing. So this could mean a necessary ending to a certain dynamic in order for the connection of a relationship to be healed and then improve and prosper moving forward. So a very enlightening phase if you're open to it, which I know as an Aquarius, you're always open to progressive and forward movement and answers to life questions. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Aquarius. Okay, my powerful Pisces, when the moon reaches its full phase for you, this will be in your 7th house. So Pisces, the one time of year where you truly get to focus on you and make sure that you are allowing yourself the space to discover who you are at this point in your life and who you want to be and what you want in the midst of this exciting time. Here comes the full moon in your polar opposite sign, Virgo, to remind you that relationships are a major part of your life, and in order for you to have the balance necessary to focus on you, it is important to make sure that your relationships are attended to as well. So don't be surprised, Pisces, especially if you are married or in a romantic relationship, if something comes up that does bring light to whether or not the person that you are with is getting what they need from you, and if you're getting what you need from them. Now, this still applies to you if you're single, because the 7th house is all about relationships of all kinds, not just romantic. Also remember that full moons are all about closure and healing, so this could mean that a relationship may be coming to an end, a romantic, friendship, or otherwise. But like I said, full moons are also about healing, so it could mean that a relationship that has been having issues for a while is ready for and will receive the healing that it needs in order for the two of you to move forward feeling more connected. Now, another exciting thing about this is for those of you that are looking for love, because like I said in the 3 things everyone should know portion of this video, Uranus will be forming that very positive aspect with the full moon, and that will lend to unexpected encounters and connections. So this could possibly mean that you could be meeting someone new, especially because we are in your season and the sun is giving your 1st house a boost. Now, the overall message of this full moon is to make sure that you are getting what you need from your world of relationships, and the people in your life, are they getting from you what they need? Now, Pisces, you know you take things in very deeply, so it is so important for the relationships in your life to be a source of strength and support and fulfillment and even inspiration. When they serve as a source of stress or heaviness, this has a majorly unproductive effect on your life. So luckily, and of no surprise, during your season, during your solar return, you are given the gift of this energy, so that way you can make sure and tend to this area of your life and tend to it during a time where the universe has conspired to assist you and support you in bringing the necessary alignment for clarity, for healing, for resolution, discovery, and happiness. Now, this is going to be an exciting one for you, Pisces, so embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon. Okay, so there you have it. The top 3 things you need to know about this full moon in Virgo, along with some insight into how your sign can make the most of this full moon energy. I hope you all enjoyed the information. If you did, please don't forget the baby tap. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Thanks so much for taking the time to come and hang out with me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.